Hey everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back. We're the Blues.
And we go to Disney.
And we do go to Disney. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're one of our subscribers, thanks for tuning in again. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We will be happy to have you here, take you along on our Disney trips, and also provide tips and tricks on travel.
Yeah.
So today, I'm going to let Anthony take it away.
Oh, okay. Wow. It's totally planned. So today, this video is about our favorite things at Disney World. So we're going to break it down park by park and go through our top three. I have notes.
I do not have notes.
I have notes because if I don't do notes, I will constantly change the order of things. So I had to settle it down to top three. These are my top three per park.
So let me ask you, what is your favorite park out of all of them?
Out of all the parks, overall park would be Magic Kingdom. There's another, we'll say land that is my favorite in another park, but overall Magic Kingdom is my favorite park. What about you?
I would agree with that. Magic Kingdom is, it's the OG, it's the original. Love that park, and love seeing the castle.
Yeah.
So that's
Can't beat it.
Yeah, the castle is the best.
Yeah.
So, all right. So top three we're only going to go through three parks.
Yeah, we'll explain why after we do the three parks.
Yeah.
So this might be also favorite things / hot takes. But we'll see. So you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, so we'll start with Magic Kingdom. Top three things from Magic Kingdom. My favorite. We'll just do number one and then go to three. We'll do it kind of weird.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing in Magic Kingdom is riding the ferry. So if you're not familiar with Magic Kingdom and how it all works, if you've never been there before, so you can park or take a bus or an Uber up to the security / ticket center. But then you either take a monorail or the ferry boat over to the park for Magic Kingdom. And so when we get there first thing in the morning, I like to take the ferry because it's just nice and relaxing. It's like, I don't know, maybe a 5-minute ride, something like that.
Well, and usually the monorail isn't open by the time we get there to Red
That's
Drop.
true.
Because we get there super early.
It's a little bit behind, I think.
Yeah.
So we don't wait for the monorail. We get on the ferry, but it's either way, I would still ride the ferry because you get to see the castle from a distance, and of course you're getting closer and closer to it. It's nice and peaceful because it's first thing in the morning, so it's super great. Super great. I like it. My second favorite is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It's just a fun coaster. Some people complain it's too short. I think it's long enough.
Yeah.
I think it is. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And it's not like I used to really be into roller coasters. Now that I'm older, not as much. So it's not too extreme. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then number three is Haunted Mansion. Just a really cool little ride. It's just, I love the atmosphere of it. I like you're really just going on a tour of this mansion. A lot of cool little effects, old school effects that still work. So
now, if we can just get a good picture, because they do take your picture on a lot of the rides, and so on Haunted Mansion, ours come out just totally looking like we're completely bored and blank faced.
That's because we didn't know where the picture was. Now we know, and so we'll make sure we pose or something. But yeah, when we're riding it, we just look like this. And you would think, to look at the picture, that we were bored out of our minds and not enjoying it, but we love that ride.
We do. So for me, my three favorite things, I would have to say my favorite ride in all of Disney World is Pirates of the Caribbean. I love Pirates. I love the way it smells on Pirates, the gunpowder and rum smell, and it's just so fun. And it's like cheesy, but good cheesy. Like it's a classic. It's great. It's my absolute favorite. In some of our other videos, I've actually worn my Pirates of the Caribbean ears. I got those this past trip in March. And then let's see, second favorite ride is going to be Haunted Mansion. It's yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I like it when when the buggies flip around.
Yeah.
They like you're sitting like this, and then the buggies go whoop,
Yep.
and it's a lot of fun. And third favorite ride, I'm gonna say is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I never thought I would get on a roller coaster. Um,
Yeah.
and
Till I talked her into it.
yeah, he got me on the roller coaster. He also got me on Big Thunder Mountain, which that was crazy.
We'll tell that story here in a minute. Yeah.
But those are my three favorite rides. I love seeing the castle, and let's talk about favorite food in Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so for me, it's a hot dog from Casey's Corner.
Mine are the corn dog nuggets from Casey's Corner. And I know some people, like some of the other vlogs that you'll watch, talk about how you have the plastic cheese. You got to get the cheese to go with the corn dog nuggets. No, cheese does not go with corn dog nuggets. Mustard goes with corn dog nuggets. Right. Maybe I'm just weird.
Maybe that's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
Hot take number one, everybody.
Mustard with corn dog nugs. Yeah, anything else in Magic Kingdom?
So we did something last time that became a favorite. And that's after hours.
The after hours event, definitely. So that is a separately ticketed event. And the way it works is you can buy both tickets where you have all day in the park up until 1 a.m. because the after hours event actually is like 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
10 to 1 a.m. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then you can enter the park as early as 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So technically, if you wanted to save money, you could buy just the after hours and come in at 7 p.m.
True.
But we like to do both. We like to do an all day. And we're not in the parks all day. We take a midday break. But, you know, that's totally up to you how you want to work that. But we highly recommend the after hours events. Yeah. It was like having Magic Kingdom to ourselves in some places.
It really was. When it first started, like when 10 p.m. hit, everybody was kind of grouped together, and so it still seemed very crowded. And at first I was like, well, maybe this wasn't worth the money because everybody was just all in the same spot. But then everybody kind of branched out, and then we're walking towards Pirates, and there's nobody. We might pass like 2 people. And so then it's like, okay, yes, this is worth the money because it does feel like you're there with nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do sell fewer tickets to this event. It's limited number. But yeah, it's worth it. We got on Pirates like 4 times in a row without having to wait at all. It was really good.
And we rode Big Thunder for the first time in the dark.
In the dark.
And they put us in the front car.
Yeah.
So we were pretty like blown away, to say the least, because you know, having never ridden it, and we're not huge coaster people, especially you.
Yeah.
But even me, I was a little freaked out because it was dark. We couldn't see where we were going, and so that added to it. And I do want to ride it again.
Yeah.
In the daytime.
In the daytime.
Get a better feel. But yeah, it was an experience.
It was an experience, but we did that during the after hours.
We did, yes.
So does that take care of everything? Oh, and at the after hours, you do get refreshments.
Yeah.
So your ticket will get you all you care to enjoy: popcorn, Mickey ice cream bars or sandwiches, and drinks.
Correct. Yeah.
Bottled drinks.
Yep. So I think it's worth the money. I mean, you're giving Disney more of your money, but it is worth it to me.
It's a good experience.
Yes,
it's really cool. So,
okay.
All right, next park. Where do you want to go?
We'll go to Hollywood.
All right.
We'll go to
Hollywood Studios.
All right. So you want to go first this time?
Sure. So Hollywood Studios, I will say, is geared more to him. A little bit more to him. I do enjoy it. My favorite ride at Hollywood Studios is going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's just a super cute little fun ride.
Hmm.
My favorite part is when you're dancing with Daisy as your dancing
Yeah.
instructor. That was fun. Um, and then my other rides that I like are going to be Star Tours and I guess Rise of the Resistance. I'm not a big Star Wars person, but I do like those two rides. We've done Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run,
Hmm.
but I didn't care for that one as much. But like I said, I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan as he is. But my absolute favorite thing at Hollywood Studios is the nighttime show Phantasmic. It is amazing. I love it. So, what about you? What are yours?
So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm grouping Galaxy's Edge all as one thing, as my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to pick just one thing from there, it would be Rise of the Resistance. But just being there, and so if you don't know, Galaxy's Edge is the Star Wars land. Um, so just being there is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's really neat how they like as you're walking, you're transitioning from one land to another, and it's just seamless. It's not very abrupt, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you were here, now you're there. So walking into Galaxy's Edge is always very cool, and the atmosphere is great. But I like Star Tours and Rise of Resistance. I did like Smuggler's Run.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Oh, well, I guess Star Tours isn't exactly.
No.
It's just on the outside.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite thing. My other, checking my notes. My second is Phantasmic, whereas my notes had auto-corrected Fantastic. But Phantasmic, we did that for the first time this past trip, and it was just amazing.
It
It
was.
was just mind-blowing.
And we did the dining package for Phantasmic, so that will get you a table service meal at prime time, 50s prime time, right?
Well, yeah, you got
Yeah,
50s
50s sci-fi dine-in, um, Mama Melrose,
and Brown Derby.
and Brown Derby, Hollywood Brown Derby. So you choose which sit down meal you want, and then you get reserved seating for the first showing of Phantasmic.
Yes, yeah.
And it was worth having the reserved seating because we were kind of in the middle of everything.
Right,
So.
yeah. And yeah, that show is just.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so let's back up a little
Yeah.
bit. So we did Magic Kingdom. We did the dessert party for the fireworks show
Mm-hmm.
there, and
It was fine.
yeah, for both the dessert
Yeah.
and the fireworks themselves, it was just okay.
Yeah.
We're glad that we did it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm good with missing the fireworks and also not doing the dessert party
Yeah.
again. But Phantasmic, soon as that was over, we're like, we're doing that
Yes.
again for sure because
Yeah.
it's just a great show.
And I've always thought it was a little funny how people would say they get emotional at the fireworks at Magic Kingdom or things will make them cry. Well, I totally figured out why because when we were watching Phantasmic, and as the little floats are coming down, here comes Beauty and the Beast, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great show. And my number 3 is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and yeah, I mean it's just good-hearted fun.
It is. Yeah.
It's just so cute, and yeah, just a really cool ride. So,
mm-hmm. So favorite food in Hollywood?
For me, it's a Ronto wrap, the breakfast Ronto wrap.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the other one yet. We're going to try that next time, I think. So
yeah, but the breakfast Ronto wrap is really good.
Yeah, I didn't know if I'd like it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And I was really thinking I wasn't going to based on how it looked and all that, but it was great.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
And whenever we're dining in Disney, we usually, unless we're at a table service meal, that's the only time we don't share food. But normally like quick service, things like that, everything's big enough that you can just half it. Like it's big enough for 2 people. So
it is, yeah.
I guess my favorite food at Hollywood, which we haven't eaten a lot at Hollywood.
Oh, really? No.
We've been to Sci-Fi Dine-In, which is cool just for the atmosphere. The food is good too, but it's mostly for the atmosphere, I would say.
I disagree.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say go for the atmosphere and the food. The food is fine. Some people say it's just nah. I think the food is fine.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little pricey
Yeah.
for what you're getting. Maybe, but not by much. But I say go for the food as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And this upcoming trip, we're doing the Fantasmic Dining Package again, and we'll be reviewing the Brown Derby restaurant because that's the one we're going to do this time. But back to my favorite food. So I think my favorite thing I had at Hollywood Studios was from ABC Commissary, and it was their pork carnitas tacos. It came with rice and black beans, and they were really good, like surprisingly good.
yeah. And I had the shrimp tacos,
Yeah.
and those were really good as well. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was good stuff.
All right.
All right.
Epcot.
Epcot. So, yeah, you go.
I will go. My favorite rides at Epcot. Well, really, I only have two favorite rides: Soarin' and Living with the Land. We've done a few others like Remy's and Three Caballeros.
Yeah.
They were fine, but Remy's was cute, but I wouldn't stand in line for it. Like we do what was Genie Plus, now is MultiPass or whatever the heck
yeah.
they're calling
Yeah.
it now,
Who
but
knows?
it's the skip the line service. So if I wouldn't pay extra for that one.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, though, we just happened to be there at the right time and could go right on the ride. But
Yeah,
normally it's backed up.
Yeah, we were just walking by, and the wait time was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so we were like, yeah, let's get in because it's normally over an hour.
Yeah, we were there like it was rope drop.
Yeah.
Highly recommend rope drop. If you can, rope drop it. You can get stuff done. But I wouldn't pay for the individual lightning lane for it, and I wouldn't stand in line more than 10 minutes for it. Like
that's just us.
That's just us.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
As a couple with no children, it's just not as high on our list. Like it's cute, it's fun, but you know, it's fine. But I love Soarin'. I love Living with the Land. Living with the Land, I think, is underrated. It's very cool, and it gives you a chance to rest and be in an air conditioned environment. But it's just kind of like a relaxing little boat ride. Like it's fun. So, or maybe we're just weird adults. I don't know.
Yeah.
And since I don't have another favorite ride, I will say my other favorite thing is going to be just the World Showcase in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could pick. Well, the Carmel Shop.
Yeah.
Has some really good treats in it.
That's in the
Germany
pavilion.
I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it.
Are you gonna say it?
I think it's supposed to be Caramel Kusha.
Uh-huh.
But we have another name for it that we're not going to share.
Yeah, it's not very appropriate.
But yeah, we had an interesting experience there on our first trip, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But I like the butter bars, and he usually gets a cupcake or something like that. But it's the Werther's original caramels, and it's freshly made stuff. They have fresh caramel popcorn, all kinds of treats. It's really good. But yeah, just snacking around and shopping around. You know, I haven't been able to shop everywhere I've wanted to, but we're trying new places every time we go. It's not something you can all do in one day.
Yeah.
Like you can't do everything. So, but those are my favorite things.
Okay. So for me, I'm saying World Showcase is my favorite. For what you just said, there's just so much to see and lots of little shops, and it is cool going around the world, you know, seeing the different cultures and how it's decorated and the architecture that they tried to mimic. And
he loves his fish and chips from the England pavilion.
I do.
United Kingdom pavilion.
I do. They're good. Pretty good. I don't know how they hold up to the authentic fish and chips that you would get over in England, but to me they're good.
Yeah.
So, my second favorite is Soarin' Around the World. That's just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then my third is Living with the Land. It's for what you said. It's just really relaxing and yeah, I mean you get to just sit in the air conditioning and learn about agriculture,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's really fun. Um, and my favorite food
Mm-hmm.
is the brisket sandwich.
At Regal Eagle
Yeah,
Smokehouse. Yes, the we were really surprised with how good Regal Eagle was because it's not a sit necessarily a sit down table
yeah,
service.
it's considered quick
It's
service.
considered quick service, even though it is full fledged restaurant. Even though you can sit down in there, you go and you order at the counter and you do all that.
Hmm.
So, um, to me, it's pretty much the same thing. But really enjoyed that. He, like you said, he had the brisket sandwich that was really good.
Yeah,
I had the smoked chicken, and the mac and cheese is really good.
yeah,
But yeah, quality wise, you wouldn't think you would get good barbecue at Disney World, but it was really good.
yeah. And we were surprised because I've heard people say that it's just kind of mid,
Mm-hmm.
um, but we were kind of well, we were looking for something to eat for dinner. Had not planned on eating at Regal Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
We have our meals planned
Right.
while we're at Disney, but that evening we didn't, and so we just decided, well, we'll just have that,
Mm-hmm.
just out of the blue, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
It really was.
We will be going back
For
on
sure.
our
Yeah,
next trip,
it was great.
and we'll be going back in March. So we'll be eating at Regal Eagle again and having the Ronto wraps and doing all the
Hmm.
things. You better believe I'm going to get my corn dog nuggets.
Oh yeah.
And so I also wanted to mention one of my other favorite things about Epcot is the Flower and
Oh
Garden.
yeah.
What do you call it?
Festival.
Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. But they have different festivals throughout the year. And when we go in March over spring break, the Flower and Garden is always going on. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful. The the flowers, the topiaries, everything is amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yes, it is.
they have specialty booths for different types of food as you go around the World Showcase
Hmm.
that's specific just to the festival, and it changes every year, so that's really good. I really like to do that. So,
Yeah.
all right, what does that bring us to?
Well, that brings us to
The hot takes.
the hot takes. Yes. So, um, we don't have any favorites for Animal Kingdom
Right?
because we've never been to Animal Kingdom.
No, we have not.
In our what 3 trips now? 3 trips to Disney World. We have
Mhm.
not gone, and we don't plan on going.
No, we don't. You know, I kind of feel like it's a big zoo, and there's really not a whole lot over there that I would want to do.
Yeah.
But I can go to a zoo here. It may not be the best zoo since it'd be an Oklahoma zoo, but I could do that here.
Yeah. The only thing that I would want to see is Pandora. Um, but even that, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I could skip it, and I agree. Like, granted, it's Disney, so it's an
Mhm.
elevated zoo,
Right.
but still, it just feels like a big zoo, and there's so much more so much to see in the other parks
Hmm.
that appeal to us. Then, so we don't go to Animal Kingdom,
We usually just use that fourth day as a rest day.
right? And so, if Animal Kingdom is your favorite,
Hmm.
don't let us drag you
No.
down. If it's your favorite, that's great.
Yeah.
We all have our own tastes, so
We-
it just doesn't appeal to us. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. But yeah, fourth day instead of park day is a rest day, and
Mhm.
that's when we do our nice meal, our nice sit down meal.
Yeah.
So this upcoming trip, we plan on going to the Grand Floridian. Is it cafe?
Yeah. Cafe.
Yeah. I've heard some good things about that, although it's not super popular. I have heard, some good things. But Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers is supposed to be opening really soon. They've been saying that for 2 years now, but it's supposed to be opening really soon on the boardwalk over by the
Yeah.
Boardwalk Resort, and they're gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But they're gonna have an afternoon tea, and y'all, I always wanted to do an afternoon tea, and so I'm hoping in March it's going to be open so we can do that on our rest day and then have our meal at the Grand Floridian.
So it was supposed to be open when we went this past March,
Mhm.
and of course it didn't open then. It's still not open.
Yeah,
However, they have posted the menu,
and the construction walls have come down.
so it's it's close.
It's close.
But will it be open by the time
Yeah.
we go in March of 25?
But you better believe if that afternoon tea is available, we are doing it.
Yeah.
It'll be pricey. I think it's supposed to be around $65 a person, $65 to $70 a person. But always wanted to do one, so if I can do it, I'm definitely going to. I'm going to drag him to an afternoon tea. So
Yeah. So another maybe hot take is our nice sit down meal that we did on our rest day this past March. We went to Steakhouse 71
at the Contemporary Resort. We had heard really good things about it,
and it was not good.
No.
And granted, I will admit, maybe we just caught it on a bad day. But it's so expensive that it's like, well, you had a bad day.
Yeah.
But I'm paying a lot of money for your bad day.
Right.
And so I don't know if we'll ever go back. Definitely not anytime soon.
No.
We waited like an hour for our food.
Yeah.
And that's not an exaggeration. It was pretty much an hour after we ordered till we got our food.
Yeah.
And my steak, I ordered medium, and it was very well done. And everything was just very bland.
Yeah.
Is what I remember. Just very bland. So
the bread was good, but you had to order the bread as an appetizer, so that was not so fun. But yeah, it's, I know people love it, but for us, it just didn't hit the mark for us.
Yeah,
so.
Especially that price point.
Yeah,
it was. We're paying even more because we're at Disney, but this is a high level restaurant.
Yeah,
and just not good.
Yeah. But if you like it, I'm glad you've had a good experience.
And like I said, maybe we just caught it on a bad day, and that happens at any restaurant, even Disney restaurant.
Right. So. And we don't want to just be bashing things because
we talked about our favorite stuff.
Yeah.
Those are things we really like.
Right.
So maybe we talk about things that you don't like. So.
But we're here to give you our honest opinion and experience.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if there's something that you want to try at Disney, don't let someone talk you out of it, because everybody's preferences and palates and appetites and interest are different.
Right.
So if you really want to do it, go do it.
Yeah.
Because it might end up being your favorite thing.
Yeah. So like the Sci-Fi Diner or Dine-In. If we had listened to people, we wouldn't go. And granted, it's not the greatest place in the world. It's not one of our favorites, but it's good.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool environment. So, so yeah, if it looks good to you or interesting or whatever it is, try it out.
Yeah.
And see it for yourself. Don't go by what everybody else says.
Right. But yeah, we're here to give you some guidance. Maybe you can use some of these tips and tricks. Was there anything else we needed to cover, or did we cover everything?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
All right. So. Well, here's the favorites thing video that we've been promising for a couple of weeks. Sorry it took us a little while to get to it, but things happen. So anyway, thank you for watching and tuning in, and just continue to follow us and share us with your friends. So this is Baloo's Go to Disney, and we will see you guys in a weekend or two. So
a couple weeks maybe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.